Cody, Wyoming was incredible. The puppies agreed. But this video is about Buffalo Bill State Park and some of the things to do in Cody, Wyoming, the dam, and the restaurants and the surrounding area. Great place to visit. As I said in the last video, the drive over from Buffalo, Wyoming to Cody, Wyoming was beautiful, and I put the route we took in the last video. But this video is about where we're staying, and we stayed at Buffalo Bill State Park, which is electric only. There is a dump station on site, and there is water you can fill from, but the site itself is just electric only. But it's a beautiful site. For those of you that are better at managing your resources than us, it's a great place to stay. We don't do well without full hookup. But it was fun, and it's a beautiful site. It was a little windy while we were there. In fact, it was a lot windy, so we couldn't sit outside a lot. And it was a little cool, but beautiful thing. We did some walks there. We did some jeeping around the area. Great place to visit, and definitely would go back there. Cody itself is a fun place. Mom and I took one day and decided to go over to the Buffalo Bill Irma Hotel and restaurant. We loved the gift shop and exploring the hotel. The historic nature of it itself was a lot of fun to see all the old history of that area. The restaurant, we may have been there at a bad time. You know, I always hate to judge something on a one visit, but our waitress took forever to be there, and I'm pretty patient on vacation, but it was really slow service, and when the food got there, it was cold. So I don't know, maybe it was bad timing, but we definitely didn't eat there again. But it was fun to go there and to see all the historical parts of it. The Irma Hotel is on the National Historic Register and was opened to the public on November 1st, 1902. Buffalo Bill spent $80,000 on the construction costs, which in 1902 was a lot of money. Still a lot of money. Buffalo Bill named the hotel for his youngest daughter, Irma, who was born February 9th, 1886. It said that Buffalo Bill stayed there often when he would return from his Wild West show, and it stayed packed because of his fame and his Wild West show. Interesting stop and definitely fun to see. Just outside the town of Cody and on the way to the state park is the Buffalo Bill Dam and Visitor Center. Highly recommend you visit it. It's on the National Registry of Historic Places. It's a National Civic Engineering Landmark. And it's a fun place to visit. It's 280 feet to the Shoshone River from it, and the views and the photos there were incredible. So definitely check it out if you're there. They have a really good visitor center that has a lot of information on it and how it was built. And so there is a trolley or a golf cart that will take you from the parking lot to the visitor center if you're handicapped or you need help. It's a short walk, but it's not something that my mom could have done without being on the golf cart. So it's nice that they have that and they offer that for those in need. Here are just a few photos from the dam and a map of the dam. Another place we visited while we were here was the Old Trail Town. It's definitely a tourist trap, and we've seen a couple of these on our trip. not necessarily. I don't know. I guess the recreation things aren't necessarily our favorite, but it was fun to see. And we were there, and we kind of wanted to see as much of the history as we could. So, um, it has a lot of natural buildings, and they're restoring them back to a lot of the stuff in there that they had back when. A couple of things we thought were interesting was they had some stuff about the Hole in the Wall gang and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and some of the buildings for that, which I thought was pretty interesting. They have some pictures from when Robert Redford did his Jeremiah Johnson video or movie back then, so they have some stuff about that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Like I said, it is a tourist trap. It is a recreation, but it was definitely fun to see, and they give you a lot of information about the history of the area.
She thinks I'm a little lazy. I think she's a little crazy. We like summer and we like spring, watching wrestling in the ring. She ain't shy, she speaks her mind, tough as nails and smooth as wine. We burn hot as kerosene, baby, we got our own thing. She ain't skinny and I ain't tall, and that don't bother us at all. I run naked through the yard, she flash every police car, drinking wine and getting tired, shooting out the damn street lights. How does she put up with me? Oh, baby, we got our own thing. We got our own thing. We don't need no rain. We ain't rich, but son of a, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars, 'cause we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard.
There ain't nothing that he can't fix. He's a hard-headed son of a. We got married on the Georgian line. Watch out, ladies, this one is mine. He works hard and just don't quit, even if his pants don't fit. Lord, he'll be the death of me. Baby, we've got our own thing. We eat good like you ought to do. Mashed potatoes and gravy too. Picnic table out in the back. He's only had one heart attack. Pecan pie beneath the moon. Paper plates and plastic spoons. We're as close as two sardines. Baby, we got our own thing.
We got our own thing. We don't need no rain. We ain't rich, but son of a, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars, 'cause we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard. Holding hands and touching minds,
Smoking grass and feeling fine.
we're as crazy as a cuckoo clock.
We're the weird ones on the block.
Stuff some cash down in her bra.
I even like my mother-in-law.
She's my backwoods beauty queen.
Baby, we
Got our own thing. We got our own thing. We don't need no rain. We ain't rich, but son of a, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars, 'cause we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard. Yeah, we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard.
Vic and I also went to the Buffalo Bills Center of the West, which is a huge museum. You could spend a few days in there exploring. Vic got caught up in the old gun section of the museum where there were more old weapons and guns than I've ever seen in my life. There's just you could have spent a day in there looking at those. So he looked at those for a while, and I did too. It was quite fascinating. And then we kind of started to hit some of the other areas. But this place is massive. I mean, absolutely massive. You could certainly spend a couple of days in this museum. There are tons of videos out on it, so I'm not going to do one. I didn't take any video in there. I did take some photos. I'll put the clips in here. The recreations inside, they had some of like Sacagawea and some of the wagons and some of the Indians and the army and just huge areas. So I don't do a lot of video or photos in here, but enough to give you an idea. If you like museums, this one is massive. If you don't like museums, this one is massive. So I don't know, you be the judge, but we enjoyed it. We could have spent a lot more time and probably should have spent a lot more time there than we did. But you're trying to see so much in such a short time. It's hard to decide where to spend your resources, but we spent probably half a day there and didn't see anywhere near all of it. One of the things we like to do when we're in an area is visit some of the local stuffs. And Cody's famous for its rodeos. Their big rodeo is 4th of July, and we weren't there for that, unfortunately. But they do have a local rodeo. If you're used to rodeos, this is local talent, just a small local rodeo. It's the same place they do the big rodeo, the professional one. But it's a lot of fun to see the local talent, the local livestock, and it's a fun rodeo. I love going to rodeos. I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm a horse person, that I owned horses for years, and that that I barrel raced in rodeos. So I love horses, love everything about rodeos, and I love going and seeing it and seeing the local talent. It's just fun to get out and meet some of the local people and see what they have to offer. It was a great time, and we really enjoyed it. It's about 20 minutes probably from the campground, so it wasn't far. And they do it every night. I think in July, the month of July, they were having a rodeo every night. And then other months, I think they do it on weekends only. And like I said, the big rodeo for them is 4th of July. So it was a lot of fun to see it, a lot of fun to be there. Rodeo is always a great American sport and great fun to be there. Speaking of animals, I don't know why Gabby thinks my pillow is hers. Such a little princess. One of the reasons we came to Cody was to go back into Yellowstone and from the other side, the east entrance into Yellowstone, I guess it is. And it's a little drive from Cody. I'm not going to kid you. It's about 45 minutes just to get to the gate, I think. But the drive to get there is beautiful, and to see the lake, and you're driving in on the lake side of Yellowstone. And I think that's the one that in 22, this video was done in 21, but in 22 there was a flooding and it destroyed part of that road, and that's the road. This is the road that we're driving in on that was destroyed in that flooding. The east entrance is way less crowded than the west side, or the Teton entrance side. And it's beautiful. The lake is gorgeous, and the drive is incredible. You see the little steep murals from there. Just a beautiful drive. Any drive into Yellowstone is long. I mean, to see anything in Yellowstone, it's a lot of driving. But well worth it. It was definitely a windy day and a little cool, but gorgeous drive with the 4 puppies and me and Vic and my mom. So it was a great drive. We had fun going around there. We always take our lunch. In Yellowstone, there's not a lot of places to stop and eat. And let's be honest, any of them that you do find, or you're a captive audience and you pay the price for not great food, because it is national park and they've kind of got the corner on the market. So we've had hamburgers in there. We did that one day and weren't exactly great. So we just pack our lunch and just enjoy the drive. Stop someplace along the lake or in the woods and have a lunch. And it was a lot of fun driving around there. There's nothing bad about Yellowstone. It is just an incredible experience, and the views and the vistas are absolutely amazing. And of course, the animals. Yellowstone is so amazing, and there's so many photos and all that I want to show you in this, but it's getting kind of long, which is tiring for everyone. So I'm going to break this up now and to a second part. So stay tuned and watch the next one for some more Yellowstone and more Cody.